Hey, welcome back. We're here today with our most recent pickups video, which, as most of you know, everybody has to stay inside. So, in preparation for that, everybody went out and got supplies to make sure that they didn't run out of the things that they would need during this difficult time. And most of the places I collect from are near places where I do like my grocery shopping, like where I get my like laundry or shampoo. So it was pretty easy to pop into a couple of those places. Plus, I had some things I needed to pick up as well that had been like special that I had special ordered. So this is kind of a mismatch of different things from different places. Uh, it's not our last collecting video, but it might be our last one with new stuff for quite a while since all non-essential businesses have been closed, and a lot of my places fall in that category. But without further ado, let's rock. So, the first thing I picked up is this really cheap, flimsy DVD of the Giant Gila Monster, which is not really a great movie, but I'm a sucker for reptile horror. And I hadn't really seen a release of this movie that wasn't, I felt, wildly overpriced. And because this is such like, this is one of those old people get these at the gas station DVDs. Uh, this was 75 cents, so that's about it's about my value point for that movie. So I went, okay, cool. We can finally have Giant Gila Monster in the physical collection. So, and then our next pickup was Ready or Not, which a lot of people love this movie. With it's got Samara Weaving in it. That is Samara Weaving, right? I get people's names mixed up if I don't know them very well. But this movie has a lot of praise, and it's supposed to be pretty dope. So seeing it for I almost bought it for 20 new, like several times, and then seeing it for 5, it was like, all right, great, perfect, you know. And then this had just come out. This had just been released the day I picked it up. So Shut Factory's April Fool's Day release, with extras done by my online buddy Justin Beam's company. And I really like the work that Justin Beam does on these releases, so I make it a point to, like, just, well, buy whatever he works on. Because I like supporting my friends, and I'm always satisfied with the work that his company does. So, this has it looks like this mostly has interviews with different people involved, like the director, actors Deborah Royce, Clayton Roner, cinematographer, composer, trailer and TV spots. I would assume there's maybe a couple more things that aren't listed on the back, but there should be quite enough like meat to chew on for me. So plus this is a pretty good movie that well, it's got a really good twist, let's just say. And then this is partially why I was out of the house. So I had when the trailer for Candyman, the Jordan Peele Candyman dropped, I immediately tried to find the Blu-ray for Candyman 2. Apparently, Candyman 3 does not exist on Blu-ray, to the best of my research. And so I was on the Shout Factory site trying to order it, and they were sold out. I went to Amazon, they were sold out. I called my regular pickups place, and they were like, yeah, we can order that for you. Uh, so I had them do that for me a couple weeks ago, and it had been sitting there for almost 2 weeks since I couldn't really get out and pick it up. Uh, but I was finally able to make it out there before the store was going to be closed. The day I got there, the store was getting ready to close for at least 20 some days, so it's a good thing I stopped in when I did. Uh, so this comes with a commentary, with a director commentary, interviews with Tony Todd and Veronica Cartwright, and a trailer. So I asked Tony Todd, who is friends with me on my old Twitter account, follow me back, please, Tony, which which release he thought was best, and he recommended the import, which I think that was done by 88 Films. I almost got it, but my all region player is like really finicky and usually doesn't work. And I think pretty much all the extras with the 88 film on the 88 Films one on are on the Shout Factory version. The only thing that I know for sure was missing is the 88 Films one has a really nice slipcover and it comes with an essay in a booklet. So I don't have that essay, but you know, eventually maybe if they're ever able to put Candyman 3 on a disc, I think they might do like a set. So, you know, we'll make that slight upgrade when we can, but I'm just happy to have this because this was selling out really fast at the time. Then we have kind of another new release, which a lot of people may not be all that fond of. So this is the Black Christmas reboot that caused a lot of controversy when it came out in the fall. So I'm more neutral on and forgiving on reboots. Like I'll give them more of a chance, and it sounds like they took the Black Christmas story into just like a completely different direction. So I think a lot of what people were upset about were like the purists. It's like, oh, this doesn't feel like Black Christmas. But you know, there've been a lot of articles talking about what that reaction like says about the community, and it's kind of like a similar fandom problem that a lot of other, well, comics and Marvel movies have some problems. Let's just say. So I'm really curious to see for myself, what people were talking about. Plus, I've been avoiding reading. There've been a lot of really good articles like analyzing that reaction, and I've been avoiding reading them because I don't want to have the movie spoiled to me. I've been avoiding the trailer for that reason too, because people said that the trailer spoils it as well. So we get to finally see what the fuss was about, and it sounds like it's actually like a fine movie if you can just kind of leave your baggage at the door, which seems to be the case with a lot of reboots, like the Child's Play reboot, for example. I really enjoyed that. If you just kind of don't worry about Chucky and Voodoo and like the series' whole history, like if you take it as its own thing, it's good. And I think that's probably what I'm going to find out about Black Christmas. So, and then we have something that was suggested to me by Mick Garris. So Stephen King's The Stand just came out. This just came out a couple of weeks ago. So it's a mini series. I assume directed by Mick Garris. Does it really say? Well, Mick Garris was promoting it, so I assumed he was behind it. Which I guess we'll find out. But I've only heard of The Stand like this year. Like I still don't know like what The Stand is actually about. Just that it's supposed to be really good, and everyone thinks I should check it out. So plus the new release has some good stuff on it. So audio commentary, making of, just kind of standard. But hey, I think this is like the first time it's been on Blu-ray in any like really organized capacity, so it should be good. So, and I kind of made the joke on Twitter, like Mick Garris was promoting it, and it's like, fine, I'll venture out to Best Buy and pick it up, just because you recommended it, Mick Garris, and Mick Garris liked it and liked that, and it was like, oh hey, cool, he noticed me. And then I trudged out to Best Buy to pick it up, and like they didn't get it in. It's like, so kind of put some risk into it. I ended up ordering it from Amazon, who had it for like $10 cheaper than Best Buy had it listed anyway. And it actually arrived fairly timely, so it's kind of a whole adventure sort of thing. And then these last three movies are sort of the last real pickups I made in that area before a lot of it's going on lockdown, and they kind of make me think just how much of the value is really in this hobby. So these are, who put these out? Synapse. Okay, so this is Synapse's Manos Hands of Fate Blu-ray. So this is 30 some bucks on Amazon. So I think it's a pretty recent release too. Like I think it came out either very late last year or in the last couple of weeks. So one thing I guess to note is that it has a hole punch in the UPC, so this might have been somebody's like review copy or whatever. So, but it's actually got like stuff on it. You know, there's an audio commentary, featurettes, and the Grindhouse Unrestored version. So this is a really famous, like, terrible movie. And I listen to Chapo Trap House podcast a lot, and they make jokes about some character called Torgo, which I guess is from this. So I'll get to finally know what the heck they're talking about. But the most unusual thing is the price on this. Yep, you're seeing that right. This was $3. And it wasn't there. I think they bought and put this on the shelf like after the news of the pandemic kind of started to hit. So it makes me really wonder what's the value of this stuff, you know? I mean, I don't think society will completely implode, but it's got me asking some questions, you know, especially with the structure of like the bailout bills and whatnot. Because there's the common economic argument, you know, how will we pay for it? How will we pay for this? You know, how do we fund that? And then it's like, oh, we can just print money, apparently, if the situation is dire enough, and other economies are in similar trouble. Like, it really kind of makes you question. Well, there's a whole like speech there about being not on like the gold standard and how much of value is just artificial when it comes to like currency. It's very complicated, but you know, seeing such low prices on this and the other two I'm about to show you made me really wonder. It's like, well, how much does it cost to produce one of these? Does it cost to actually manufacture these and produce these? You know, how much of a markup really is there? So, I don't know, one day I might end up being like a wholesaler or something, and then really getting to find out. But anyway, it's also possible that because these, so this is my next one, these have like the hole punch of the UPC, that they were like review copies or something to that effect, and they just didn't know how to price them, which does happen sometimes. But so anyway, this is also from Synapse, Hands of the Ripper Blu-ray DVD combo pack from Hammer Horror. So it's a 2-disc set. It's got reversible art, which is pretty nice. Oh, that's probably why it's reversible, because there are boobs. Which I don't know how sensitive YouTube is going to be about that kind of thing, but, you know, well, can't really see anything, I suppose. But, yeah, this was also another $20-some title. So, and it's got some good extras on it, apparently, too. I don't see a commentary, but we've got a featurette, some still galleries, TV intros. So, again, it's a legit release, and it was $4. And then finally, we have, this one's from Shout Factory, Demented, which is going out of print this year. And I think this is just like a bare bones Shout Factory title. Like, I don't see anything for extras. It's got an even bigger punch on it, which, when I do see Shout Factory titles, kind of in a similar situation, they have a much larger hole punched out, so I think this could have been either a review or overstock copy. But anyway, it was $3. So, come on, Glare. Like, what the F? So, again, either, you know, clearinghouse, or, you know, how much did they really pay for that? So, and, well, that's that for my final trip of going outside for a while. Whew. You know, it's gonna be an interesting world that we're gonna all live in when this is over, but, you know, we'll still be here making content however we can. We should have plenty of time to do more reviews, which I've wanted to do for so long, but, you know, pickups themselves just take so much time. Plus, there's still stuff coming out that we can order through mail. Like Arrow Video has a sale right now. There doesn't seem to actually be anything I want, but hey. So things coming by mail, I guess, will be the new collecting norm. So not as much fun as venturing out into the wild and slogging your kill back to your apartment of horror. But yeah, we'll all get through this together. You know, hopefully you had fun. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you around.